This is a public service announcement. Clip put up by Tamac Hub. The 11 gas station brands that are destroying your engine, and the 5 that will save it. Let's have a listen to this place for 24 minutes. I'm not going to play it all, but you want to.
Over 70% of gas sold in America doesn't have enough detergents to keep engines clean. That's why over 500,000 cars break down each year from carbon buildup alone. So never use these 11 gasoline brands. And at the end, I'll show you 5 that actually protect your engine. The same fuel my Ram 1500 used to hit 400,000 miles with the original Hemi. Let's start the countdown. Number 11. Safeway gas stations. Ever wonder why your car starts running rough a few days after filling up? Weak idle, sluggish throttle, sometimes the check engine light pops on for no reason. That's what happens when you're burning fuel that's more budget than quality. Safeway's gas might look cheap at the pump, but it's costing folks more in the long run. Independent fuel tests have shown their detergent levels are way below what's recommended by automakers. That means your injectors and intake valves collect carbon faster than they should. And once that buildup starts, your engine doesn't run clean. It runs tired. I've pulled apart engines that were loyal to this brand. Sticky valves, black soot coating the spark plugs, and sluggish response like the car's fighting to breathe. Last month, had a Civic with 85,000 miles. Intake valve so caked with carbon I needed a scraper. The owner thought she was saving a few cents per gallon. Truth is, she paid $2,000 for carbon cleaning and new injectors. To make things worse, Safeway isn't top-tier certified, meaning they don't meet the higher detergent standards trusted by major car makers. Top tier requires 2.5 times more detergent than EPA minimums. When a company skimps on cleaning agents, your engine pays the price. And just when you think that's bad enough, the next brand makes Safeway look like premium stuff. Number 10. 7-Eleven gas. You'd think a big name like 7-Eleven would care about what goes into their pumps, right? Not really. Most folks don't realize 7-Eleven doesn't refine its own fuel. They buy from whatever local supplier gives the cheapest deal that week. One station could be decent, the next one down the road might be pure junk. There's zero consistency. That's a nightmare for your engine. I've had customers swear their car ran fine until they filled up at a 7-Eleven. Next thing you know, rough idle, hesitation, poor mileage. Some even reported their car knocking on acceleration. That's a sign of low-quality fuel or water contamination. Just last week, guy brings in his Camry, filled up at 7-Eleven. Within 10 miles, the engine's misfiring. We tested the fuel, 18% ethanol when the pump said 10%. That extra ethanol was destroying his fuel system. There have been multiple reports over the years of 7-Eleven stations selling gas tainted with too much ethanol or sediment from old underground tanks. In a few cases, state inspectors shut pumps down after finding off-spec fuel. When the gas you sell can damage injectors and fuel pumps, that's not just careless, it's reckless. The few pennies you save there can turn into hundreds in repair bills later. Trust me, cheap gas isn't worth it. But if you think that's inconsistent, the next brand built its entire reputation on bulk fuel that barely passes minimum standards. Number 9. Sam's Club. Here's the thing about warehouse gas stations. They're built for volume, not quality. Sam's Club is a perfect example. Their fuel comes from a mix of local suppliers, and that means no guaranteed formula, no fixed detergent package, and no consistent quality control. One tank might be fine, the next might have enough contaminants to make your injectors cry. I've had cars come into the shop after people filled up there, clogged filters, uneven idle, even hard starts in cold weather. When we drained the fuel, it smelled stale and looked cloudy. That's usually a sign of moisture or sediment in the storage tanks. Customer with an Explorer, 42,000 miles, running like it has 150,000. Fuel filter looked like coffee grounds. The gas we drained was cloudy with visible contamination. Classic water infiltration. And here's the kicker. Sam's Club fuel isn't top-tier certified. That's a big red flag. Automakers recommend top tier because it helps prevent carbon buildup and keeps engines clean. Sam's fuel just meets the legal minimum, nothing more. Sure, it's cheap, but there's a reason why. When you move millions of gallons of quality gets pushed aside for quantity. Those savings at the pump can end up burning through your fuel system instead. And believe it or not, the next brand manages to cut even more corners than that. Number 8. Circle K. This one's sneaky because it's everywhere. You see that bright red sign, think it's a big, reliable brand. But Circle K doesn't make its own fuel either. They buy whatever's cheapest from local distributors. That means your engine becomes a test subject for whatever mystery blend they got that week. I've seen engines gummed up after months of Circle K fill-ups, sticky injectors, carbon-coated valves, misfires that come and go like ghosts. When we run a borescope inside the cylinders, you can literally see the black deposits sitting on the piston tops. That's from weak detergents, plain and simple. Had a customer with a Tahoe, filled up at Circle K Sunday night. Monday morning, it wouldn't start. We found water had separated in the fuel tank. Fuel pump toast, injectors corroded. Total bill, $3,400 from one tank of bad gas. In 2020, several Circle K stations across the South were fined for water-contaminated fuel that damaged dozens of vehicles. Some drivers couldn't even make it home after filling up. The company blamed it on delivery issues. That's a poor excuse when you're running a national brand. And hey, if you've ever had rough idling or stalling right after a fill-up, hit that like button and drop your experience in the comments. It helps more drivers avoid this kind of mess. Don't forget to subscribe. We're exposing the next brand, and it's tied to one of the biggest retail chains in America. Number 7. Murphy USA, Walmart. You'll find these right next to Walmart parking lots all across the country. Convenient, sure, but not exactly trustworthy when it comes to fuel quality. Murphy USA built its business model around one thing: selling gas cheaper than everyone else. And when your whole goal is cheaper, something's got to give. Usually, it's the detergent package. I've seen plenty of problems tied to this fuel: rough idling, sputtering under load, even early fuel injector failure. Drivers think their car is getting old. Nope, it's just running on low-grade gas. 2017 Silverado came in with 68,000 miles, running so rough I thought it would shake apart. All 8 plugs fouled, carbon scoring in cylinders, cat starting to clog. Owner saved maybe $300 over 3 years, paid $4,200 in repairs. According to fuel sample data from multiple states, Murphy's detergent levels often fall short of top-tier standards, and their ethanol content can fluctuate more than it should. That inconsistency messes with fuel trims and burns dirty. In 2018, several Murphy stations in Texas and Louisiana were investigated for selling contaminated fuel after dozens of vehicles stalled right after filling up. The company blamed supplier errors, but let's be honest, that excuse gets old fast. Cheap gas might save you $1 or $2, but your engine's paying the price every mile. And just wait, the next brand pretends to be performance fuel, yet it's one of the dirtiest I've ever seen. Number 6.
Yeah, you can thank me for this, folks.
Speedway. It looks like a solid choice. Bright lights, clean stations, big name. But don't let that fool you. Their gas often comes from mixed local suppliers, and that means you never really know what's going into your tank. I've worked on plenty of engines that ran on Speedway fuel for years. The pattern's always the same: carbon buildup on valves, sluggish throttle, poor fuel economy. When we test the gas, it's usually low on detergents. That's bad news because detergents are what keep your engine clean. Without them, that carbon turns into sludge fast. Lady brought in her Accord, died right after Speedway fill-up. We drained 14 gallons that was nearly 40% water. Fuel pump showing corrosion, injectors starting to rust internally. One tank was destroying her engine from inside out. There's more. In 2020, some Speedway stations were caught selling fuel with high water content after heavy rain. Drivers filled up, drove a mile or two, and their car started sputtering or wouldn't start at all. Water and gas don't mix. It rusts the fuel system and kills pumps. Speedway also isn't top-tier certified, which says a lot. They meet the bare minimum standards, nothing more. That's not what I'd call performance fuel. So yeah, the brand looks polished on the outside, but what's in those pumps tells a different story. And the next brand? It's one travelers trust the most, but that trust is misplaced. Number 5. Love's Travel Stops. Truckers and road trippers swear by Love's because it's everywhere and open all night. But convenience doesn't equal quality. Their fuel has been flagged multiple times for contamination and poor storage maintenance. When you move that much volume across hundreds of stations, keeping every tank clean is almost impossible. I've had customers fill up at Love's before a long haul, only to break down halfway through their trip. We drained the tanks, found cloudy fuel and visible sediment. That's water and dirt, plain and simple. Family on vacation filled up at Love's in Arkansas, made it 73 miles before the minivan died on I-40. Fuel filter looked like green jello, microbial growth, every injector partially clogged. Fuel tank needed professional cleaning. $2,300 repair from a $50 fill-up. In 2022, several drivers in Oklahoma and Missouri filed complaints after Love's Gas caused their vehicles to stall right after filling up. Inspectors found traces of microbial growth in underground tanks. That stuff clogs filters and injectors like glue. Their diesel side isn't much better. Multiple trucking forums are full of stories about inconsistent quality and poor additive control. Love's fuel isn't top-tier certified either, which means no guaranteed detergents to keep your engine clean. It's cheap, it's easy to find, but it's a gamble every time you fill up. And if you think Love's is risky, the next one's story goes way deeper. Number 4. Amoco. This one surprises a lot of folks. They hear Amoco and think it's a trusted old-school brand. But here's the truth. Since BP bought it back, Amoco's fuel is basically BP regular gas under a different name. The problem? Their regular blends have been criticized for weak detergent levels compared to top-tier brands like Chevron or Shell. EPA records even show complaints about Amoco fuel causing carbon buildup in modern direct injection engines. When that happens, your car starts losing power, idling rough, and burning more fuel. 2019 Malibu with 61,000 miles came in running like it had 200,000. 3 years of Amoco fuel created valve deposits so thick you couldn't see metal. Injectors needed complete replacement. Owner thought the name meant quality. He was buying BP's reject fuel with a nostalgic logo. I've seen it firsthand. Engines with just 60,000 miles running like they've done 150,000, dirty valves and injectors. And despite the marketing, Amoco fuel isn't always top-tier certified depending on the station. Some locations use older storage tanks that can leak moisture into the fuel over time. That's bad news for your fuel pump and injectors. The name might sound classy, but don't let nostalgia fool you. It's not the Amoco from back in the day. And believe me, the next one is where things start to get ugly. Number 3. Pilot Flying J. Now, here's a brand that's been in the news for all the wrong reasons. Pilot Flying J isn't just a truck stop. It's been at the center of one of the biggest fuel rebate scandals in history. Back in 2013, the FBI raided their headquarters after the company admitted to cheating truckers out of fuel rebates. Millions of dollars gone, all while claiming to serve America's hardworking drivers. But the trouble didn't stop there. Many drivers still complain about the fuel quality. I've had folks come in after long trips saying their diesel pickup started knocking or losing power right after filling up at Pilot. Trucker with a Cummins diesel used Pilot exclusively for a year. Injector scored and leaking. Fuel pump cavitated from water contamination. Particulate filter clogged beyond cleaning. $8,700 repair bill. He saved maybe $500 that year on fuel. Some of that fuel tested high in water or had heavy sediment from old tanks. That's what happens when a company focuses more on sales than on what's actually coming out of the nozzle. Sure, they're convenient travelers, but when your engine depends on clean, well-treated fuel, convenient doesn't cut it. And if you think corporate scandals are bad, the next brand took things to a whole new level. Straight up criminal.
Pretty insane, huh?
Number 2. Sunoco regular grade. Now, this one hurts to say because Sunoco's name is big in racing. You see it plastered all over NASCAR, so folks assume all their fuel is high quality. But here's the truth. That racing fuel is nothing like what you're getting at the pump. Their regular grade gas is a whole different story. I've seen more engine deposits and knock issues from Sunoco's regular unleaded than almost any other major brand. Tests from consumer watchdog groups showed that their base grade fuel often falls short on detergents, the very stuff that keeps injectors clean. Customer with a BMW 335i started using Sunoco because of the NASCAR stickers. 6 months later, high-pressure fuel pump failed, direct injectors needed replacement, carbon buildup so bad the valves wouldn't seal. $4,100 repair on a perfectly maintained car. Only change? Sunoco fuel. Some stations even failed state inspections for off-spec ethanol blends and water contamination. In 2016, Sunoco paid fines after the EPA found several locations selling fuel that didn't meet clean air standards. That's not a minor slip. That's your engine breathing garbage. And while their premium and race blends might shine, their regular gas just doesn't belong in modern engines. It burns dirty, runs rough, and leaves buildup fast. But buckle up, because the next one makes all of these look tame. Number 1. Companies busted for selling toxic waste fuel. This one isn't just bad, it's criminal. I'm talking about the shady fuel distributors who've been caught selling waste fuel and passing it off as regular gasoline. Companies like Lam Fuels have made headlines for it. They were accused of selling contaminated and hazardous waste fuel to gas stations across several states, stuff that never should have touched a car engine. We're not talking minor contamination here. We're talking fuel laced with used oil, solvents, even chemical byproducts from industrial waste. According to EPA case files, some of these operations blended hazardous waste into fuel to cut costs, then sold it to unsuspecting stations. Worst case I ever saw. Family filled up at a station that bought contaminated fuel. Made it 31 miles before the engine seized solid. The fuel had dissolved the oil. Engine was so destroyed it was scrap metal. $7,000 for a new engine from one tank of poison. Drivers filled up and suddenly their engines were knocking, smoking, or flat out dead within days. I've seen engines ruined beyond repair because of this garbage fuel. Melted injectors, clogged filters, destroyed catalytic converters. The works. And the scary part? Most drivers never even knew what hit them. These aren't just corner cutters. They're criminals who put profit over people. But here's the good news. Not every brand plays dirty. Some actually go above and beyond to protect your engine. The top 5 gasoline brands that will save your engine. Number 5. Chevron with Techron. Now this is what real fuel should be. Chevron's Techron formula isn't just a gimmick. It's one of the strongest detergent blends ever approved by automakers. It scrubs carbon off your valves, pistons, and injectors while you drive. I've torn down engines with over 150,000 miles that ran mostly on Chevron gas. Clean as a whistle inside. Techron keeps fuel systems running smooth by preventing that sticky buildup that kills mileage and power over time. Had a customer's Accord with 280,000 miles, all on Chevron. When we did the valve adjustment, I was shocked. Looked like a 50,000-mile engine inside. Spotless valves, clean pistons, injectors flowing perfectly. It's also top-tier certified, meaning it meets and often beats the standards car makers recommend. That's why mechanics and performance drivers trust it. Sure, it costs a few cents more per gallon, but you'll save far more in repairs down the road. If you want your engine to last, this is the kind of gas that helps it breathe easy. Techron contains polyetheramine compounds at 3 to 4 times EPA minimums. That's real cleaning power. And next up, another heavy hitter that takes fuel cleaning seriously. Number 4. Shell V-Power Nitro. Plus, Shell's fuel is one of the few that actually fights engine buildup instead of just slowing it down. Their nitrogen-enriched cleaning system forms a protective barrier inside your engine that helps stop carbon and gunk from sticking to metal parts. It's like armor for your valves and injectors. Cars running on Shell for years still show clean combustion chambers and smooth idle. The consistency is what really stands out. Every Shell station follows strict, top-tier standards, so you know exactly what you're getting no matter where you fill up. Customer with a Lexus IS 350, 195,000 miles of nothing but Shell. Engine internals looked factory fresh. Original injectors, never cleaned, still flowing perfect. Compression tests showed numbers like a new engine. Shell spends more on fuel research than some countries spend on energy budgets. Their V-Power Nitro Plus doesn't just meet standards, it exceeds them by 40%. It's not the cheapest fuel on the block, but you can feel the difference in throttle response and overall performance. The molecular technology creates a film that actively repels deposits. And if Shell's protection impressed you, wait until you hear about the next brand. It's one of the most dependable fuels in the country. Number 3, ExxonMobil Synergy. This brand is built on consistency and science. Their Synergy gasoline blend is loaded with cleaning agents designed to protect critical engine parts from carbon and corrosion. I've seen older engines that ran mostly on ExxonMobil fuel. Valves clean, injectors spotless, and no hesitation under load. That's no accident. What makes them stand out is how even their regular grade fuel meets top-tier standards. You're not getting a watered-down mix here. Every gallon has the same detergent formula, whether you're buying regular or premium. Tundra, with 340,000 miles, came in for timing belt. Owner used nothing but ExxonMobil. When I pulled the valve covers, it looked like someone had just detailed the inside of the engine. No sludge, no varnish, just clean metal. That means cleaner burns, smoother idles, and fewer long-term issues like knock or valve buildup. ExxonMobil has more fuel patents than any other company. They're not just selling gas, they're selling molecular engineering. It's solid, dependable fuel you can trust anywhere in the country. Not hit or miss like the discount stations. And if you like ExxonMobil for its reliability, the next one might surprise you. Number 2, Costco gasoline. Most folks think warehouse gas means cheap and low quality, but Costco flips that idea on its head. Their fuel is top-tier certified, meaning it meets the same high detergent standards as Chevron or Shell. In fact, independent lab tests have shown Costco gas often has more cleaning additives than many name-brand fuels. I've seen plenty of high-mileage cars that run on Costco fuel with zero buildup issues. Their secret is simple. They move so much fuel that it's always fresh, and they keep their storage tanks spotless. Clean tanks mean clean gas, and clean gas means a happy engine. Customer with 315,000 miles on his 4Runner, exclusively Costco gas for 10 years. Engine teardown for head gasket. Internals looked better than most 100,000-mile engines I see. No deposits, original injectors, perfect compression. Costco turns over their entire tank inventory every 24 to 48 hours. No stale fuel. Monthly tank inspections, aerospace-grade filtration, automatic contamination detection. You get top-notch quality and still pay less per gallon. That's rare. Premium fuel at discount prices. The unicorn of gasoline. But if you think Costco is good, wait till you hear about the number 1 brand. Number 1, BP/Amoco Ultimate, not regular Amoco. This one tops the list for a reason. BP's Amoco Ultimate fuel isn't your average pump gas. It's engineered to clean as you drive. The detergent package in this blend is so strong that it can actually remove existing carbon buildup over time. I've seen engines that switch to Ultimate after years on cheap gas. Within a few tanks, the idle smoothed out and throttle response came back. It's also top-tier certified, meaning it meets strict standards from automakers. Had a customer switch his Range Rover to Ultimate after carbon buildup issues. 3 months later, we scoped the cylinders. Deposits were literally dissolving. Power returned, mileage improved 15%, smooth as silk. BP claims it keeps engines up to 60% cleaner than fuels without enough detergents. And from what I've seen in the shop, that's no exaggeration. The technology bonds with metal at a molecular level, creating a protective barrier that prevents future deposits. Yes, it costs a bit more, but your engine will thank you. Clean valves, better combustion, smoother performance. It's worth every penny.
This video can save you an awful lot of money. Pass it along, and thanks for listening.